I've never heard of Palestine. At least I didn't until like a year ago. I wasn't raised Jewish. My family isn't Jewish. So to me, October 7th kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. And it wasn't until I started looking into it that I realized that it didn't come out of nowhere. This has been happening for the last 80 years. So I wanted to go over a history of Israel in case there's anyone out there who, like me, had no idea what was going on. For the sake of this video, let's start at the end of World War II. In 1947, the United Nations got together with the goal of creating a home for Jewish people. The UN voted and agreed that they would use portions of land in Palestine to make a Jewish state. It's worth mentioning that Palestine did not have a say in this. They were not a voting member of UN, so this just happened to them without them having any say in it. After the land partitions were agreed in Palestine, armies moved in to forcibly remove all of the Palestinians that were living on the land that was meant for a Jewish state. In 1948, 750,000 Palestinians were kicked out of their homes to make room for a Jewish state. Palestinians call this event the catastrophe, or in their words, the Nakba. Around this same time, Israel formally declared itself a country. Almost immediately, the Israeli armies started to try to take land away from the Palestinians, moving into the areas that the UN had set aside for an Arab state. The only areas that they weren't able to capture were the West Bank, which was an area at that time controlled by the Jordanian government, and the Gaza Strip, which was controlled by the Egyptian government. Jordan and Egypt were able to maintain control of these specific areas until 1967, when Israel launched an assault on both the West Bank and Gaza to capture these lands from the different governments. This point in time is called the Six-Day War. Israel was largely successful. They were able to annex the West Bank from the Jordanian government, and they were able to capture Gaza from the Egyptian government. At this point, the UN is pissed because now the Palestinians have no land. So they immediately passed a resolution that essentially said that Israel was supposed to get out of the West Bank and also Gaza, something that Israel did not do. This went on for 7 more years until in 1974, the UN finally recognized the Palestinian Liberation Organization as the official government of Palestine. Israel did not like this move, so they sought to undermine the Palestinian government. So what they did was they started funding different political organizations inside of the West Bank and Gaza in an attempt to have a destabilized government within Palestine. I want you to remember this because this is very important and it does come back to bite Israel later. So even though the UN recognized the Palestinian government and told Israel to get out of the West Bank and Gaza, Israel still continued to send people into Palestinian land as settlers to go capture land from the Palestinians and live there. Palestinians eventually revolted against the Israeli government.